Hey everybody, Jackie Walter with the Future Proof team. And our monthly webinar this month was focused on in-home care support. And our guest speaker this month is Sophie McDuffy with Home Instead. Thank you so much for joining us, Sophie. We just do this quick interview to kind of give people an idea of who you are and how you can help them, and what a wonderful resource that you really could be to families that, could utilize your services. So I was just going to ask you a few questions, and we'll post this out there for people just to get a little understanding of what you do. And then we'll also post the webinar so people can get a more detailed understanding of what Home Instead is for. So just a few questions. Well, first of all, thank you again for joining us. What industry are you in?
Well, I would definitely classify myself in the senior living world. There's so much encompassing, but we're more on the non-medical side, but we're very much a supportive to the medical side.
Yes, that makes sense. There's a great differentiation between the medical and the non-medical on the webinar. So if you have questions about what that means, watch the webinar. It will also be posted on our YouTube channel and our futureproofyourretirement.com website. And Sophie, how did you get started in this industry?
Back when I was in high school, it kind of planted the seed. I volunteered at the Child Center in Providence, in Milwaukee, and I just loved that, connecting with people who are super vulnerable, super critically need someone to love them. And it just kind of, I got the bite, I don't know. And years later, I found kind of this world of senior living and realized that a lot of the things that I loved about helping the children at the Providence Child Center, I actually saw as a career choice. And supporting that vulnerable population, but also really protecting them.
It does take a really big heart to, not only care enough to make your career focused on just really helping elderly, helping, like you said, the vulnerable, because it can be any age that needs in-home care, depending on if they had an accident or what other life events that come their way that they didn't choose, right? And they need an advocate, and they need someone who's going to really nurture and take care of them and not abuse them. So it's awesome that you guys have so many protocols in place to really make sure that they're protected. I really like that. So what are you passionate about in regards to your industry?
My goodness, I think some of my most favorite moments have been sitting with a family member of a loved one, and they don't know anything about the industry, and they're at a loss, and I'm able to connect people that I've met along my journey, along my career, with them, and give them those resources, and remind them they have a choice, and remind them that patient rights are there for them. And just really, I love empowering people with the information I've learned, and the decision is yours, and I want to see the best for you. But in those really critical moments where things are chaos and kind of coming in and giving those resources, I absolutely love that moment, and really just kind of connecting them with people that I know and I trust.
Yes, it's so awesome, and glad that you brought that up, because we created this resource group to just bring people together. And it's like, oh, I talk to a client, and I can think of 5 different people to connect them to that are part of our community. So what's your goal in being part of this resource group?
I just love to be able to connect. I think I definitely have resources of my own that your agency, this whole organization could use, and information is power. I say this almost every day. And the more information that we can share and best practices we can share back and forth, I think it's only going to support our customer base, and support our communities, and the people that we're serving every day. And there's so many facets of Medicare that I have no idea about, and I'm so honored to be able to meet you and learn some of these things that I otherwise wouldn't know. And then also, connecting people that I see in the industry to you, whether that be a client or a patient or another referral person, who just like both of us.
Oh, I love that. I love like just having resources for our clients and resources for our family members, even because we were talking about that before, as like different situations that we personally have experienced that, your services would just be such a relief and bring peace of mind to people and repair relationships that may have been damaged in that caretaking, role. So it's really awesome to connect with you. So I do have one more question, more of like a fun, fun question. What is one thing that people don't usually know about you?
Well, I keep it secret. Once you publish this, everybody will know. But I actually, since I was 8 years old, I've played the bagpipes. And it's kind of one of those
Wow.
fun little things. But it's interesting how many people I've served with my music and how many people have connected with my music. And yeah, I've traveled a lot with the bagpipes and competed all over the world. There's such a world of bagpipers out there. It's so crazy, but yeah, it's a love that I have. It's a personal love that I have. It's not everybody loves bagpipes.
Oh, you're awesome. That's so cool. What a really neat, like fun thing to, experience and to be able to share with other people. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to get these interviews out. But if people need to contact you or have questions, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, most people love to be in front of my case managers, and the best way to reach them would be to call the office. So there were two phone numbers I left in the presentation, but the Hillsborough Home Instead or the Beaverton Home Instead, either one. And one thing I found really successful and helpful is, even if you don't know if you fall within our jurisdiction, call us, because we can direct you to the correct location or resource that you do need.
Oh, that's really helpful. Thank you so much for sharing that, just because, people hesitate to call if they don't know that you're the right one. So now you could direct them to the right office if you're not the one. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to get this out, and hopefully people will reach out to you guys and, just get that consultation. It doesn't cost anything for the consultation, right? Okay.
Nope.
Good to know. Thanks.
Thank you.